everyone, very good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay. As I said earlier, we'll be in these sessions, we'll be giving problems. Let us see. And also, I told every one of you that you need to attend these classes with rough notebook as well as laptop because you need to solve the problems. I will be, I will be focusing only on explaining what is the input and output sort of things. Then you need to work on them. Well, write a program. Write a program to find See, I'm just twisting our previous problems and giving as a new questions. So you need to, try your best to give the solution. Write a program to find minimum pair sum from array of elements. Okay, you need to find the uh, minimum pair sum. For example, -1. Minimum pair sum is -6. Okay, -6. Any doubts in this problem? Do you want any other test case to understand this problem? Or this fine?
Yes, sir. This is fine.
Yeah. Okay. Any idea?
Find the sum of two pairs.
Sorry.
Find the sum of one pair.
Okay. Find the sum of so minimum sum is -5 -1 total -6. Hello, any solution? See, generally what is happening, I'm sharing my screen. Okay, even if you put some message, I cannot see. So it's always better turn on your microphone and explain it.
So finding the first two minimum elements will give minimum sum, right?
Okay, fine. But what will be the time complexity of such algorithm? How many scans you do require? Hmm? Number of
For that
scans.
big of n square, I think will give for two loops.
Okay. In that case, can't we make it in linear time? Always think of linear time complexity for this kind of problems.
Sir, firstly, what we'll do is we'll travel from I to N,
Okay.
and the second thing is one more for loop,
Hmm.
which will be traveling from I plus one to N. J is equal to I plus one to N.
Hmm.
So simply, what we'll do is first we'll assign the minimum value as the largest element in the array.
But again, how do you know that which one is largest element?
Like there is a function in Java like int min, like if I take integer dot max
Don't
value.
think all those things. Don't think right now all those things. Okay. See, you guys should understand why we are discussing all these problems is to improve our logical thinking simply. Okay, are you finding any really, a real objective or real application of these kind of problems? No. That is how companies also test your programming skills. Just don't, for simple problems, don't think of using array list, stack view, predefined collections, and all that sort of things.
Sir, actually, my approach is a brute force. Sir. I was not using any high
Yeah,
end, not brute, just brute force. Sir.
yeah. You will take one element from the left side and you compare with,
Yes.
you find
Uh,
some with every other element. Whenever you find that
if that
minimum, you will
array of
update that.
array of j less than minimum, then I will update the minimum equal to array of I plus array of j. and printing the minimum element, sir, such that
Yeah, I got your point.
yeah, sir. I have written the code and worked for this test case, and it has run successfully, sir. Correct only.
Okay, can you share your screen once? Let me stop sharing my screen. Okay,
Okay.
just a minute. Yeah, you can share your screen now.
Sir, is it visible, sir?
Yeah. So what you have done? Yeah, after getting okay. If a of I plus j is less than minimum, yeah, minimum equal to. Okay, simple brute force approach.
Simple, sir. Very simple.
Yeah, but it gives the time comp. Okay, you can stop
Order
sharing.
of
Yeah, order of n square. Any other better solution? Others? Has anyone executed?
So we can find first to minimum in big O of n, sir, linear time.
Okay.
I mean, we'll maintain two variables, sir. First minimum, second minimum. Whenever we
Okay.
find a lesser element, we update the second minimum as first minimum and first minimum as the number we got the less one.
Hmm.
And we just give a sum of that. It will be big O of n itself.
Okay.
Actually, it's theta of n.
How many scans? Single scan?
Single scan, sir.
Have you done it?
No, sir. I mean, in 5 minutes, I'll show you.
Okay. Yes. Who is next?
Sir, done, sir.
Yeah. What is your logic?
First, I'll find. Shall I explain the code, sir? Just in a brief.
No. First, explain your logic, then share your screen. That
Okay,
will be
sir.
better. Yeah.
Okay, sir. It's an order of n only, sir.
Okay.
First, I will read the elements, and there itself I will find the minimum value.
Okay.
And later on, I will go to the loop. I will check the minimum value and the summation of that minimum value plus the other value of the array.
Okay.
And I will place also condition that what is the minimum value of the index. I will not compare with the present loops,
Okay.
so that it will not collide. For example, if it in array the minimum element is -1,
Okay.
when gets into the second loop, even though it's -1 is the minimum, it will add same number, so it will get -2, so which is wrong. So I will take that value also. Sir.
Okay. Okay. Now share your code.
Just give me a minute, sir. Is it visible, sir?
Yeah. Okay. Fine. But your though it is giving big of n time complexity, but still you are walking through the entire list twice. Am I correct?
No, sir. Here I am giving one list, sir. But here I am checking while reading only. I am taking no, sir. Then it's not reading in the sense, no, sir.
It's okay. But
Okay.
even then, still, suppose, see, leave the input section.
Okay, sir.
Just ignore the input section. I understand your point that while reading only, I am maintaining that minimum element. No, that's what your point. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Just leave the reading part. Okay.
Okay, sir.
In that case,
Okay.
see why I am asking. It's not about anyway. Even while reading, also at least minimum you have to run the 2 times loops, right?
Yes, sir.
For taking input. I am not saying that this is absolutely nonsense or something. because you have to think in different aspects. Okay, just for that reason I am asking. Okay, that
Okay, sir.
leave the input section as it is. Then can't you do it with single scan? Any other solution? Others? Fine. Your is a big often.
Okay, sir. I will again rewrite the code, sir. I will try
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Yeah. Others. See, in every class I should get responses from different students. Uh, what I am observing is only few students are responding in every class. If this is the case, maybe from next week onwards, randomly I will call some student names. Those who are very inactive.
Sir, can you share my screen?
Have you updated yours?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've done my solution.
Okay, yeah.
Sir, can you see my screen?
Yeah. So what you are doing is you are taking some maximum value as first minimum and second minimum, right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
If first current element is less than first minimum, then existing minimum you are keeping into second minimum and
And
updating the first minimum.
first minimum.
Okay. What if first minimum is repeated twice?
Yes, sir. I mean, that won't come into counts. I mean, it will find the next minimum.
See, my point is, okay, please stop sharing your screen. I want to explain something here, okay? So that, yeah, fine. See, this problem is all about finding first minimum and second minimum so that we can sum of first minimum and second minimum gives us the minimum sum value, minimum pair sum. Now, my point is, let's say in another example, 9, 27, 3, minus 5, minus 5, 10. Okay, minus 5, minus 5, 10. In this case, the minimum element, smallest element among all the elements is repeated. Right? So now what is the minimum pair sum?
10. Minus 10.
Minus 10. Okay, now check that. Okay, you need not to share your screen. Just verify. Is that, are you getting that or not?
No, sir. If I remove that condition not equals to, then I'll be getting this.
Yeah. Okay, got that point, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. See, okay.
Sir, for me also it's validating.
For you also?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, anyway, there are a few more students, maybe they are looking for solution. We'll write solution, then we can move on to the next problem. So the one, who has done, okay, int, find minimum pair sum, something like,
Second minimum and first minimum can be repeated or not?
sorry.
Second minimum,
No. Not required.
they must not be repeated.
Yeah. It's not like there is no such condition that they can be. See, if what is the minimum pair sum if all the array elements are repeated? Like same element is presenting in all n locations. Let's say 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Not 0. It has to be 2. So you're not considering that sum of two distinct minimum pair values. It is just sum of pair values which is the minimum. Did I specify anything that a distinct pair or something like that? No. So idea is when this method is taking the array of elements A, I will be considering minimum as A of 0, will consider second minimum, okay, second minimum. Now I start I equal to 1, I less than A dot length. So initially we are assuming that first element is minimum. Then we start scan from second element. If current minimum, whatever we have assumed the first element as minimum, if that is greater than A of I, then we need to update minimum equal to A of I. Before that, yes, minimum is equal to minimum. So here, what we have done is initially we are assuming first element as minimum. As we are scanning entire array right from 1, index 1, whenever we identify a minimum element, current element is minimum, then we are updating minimum. Before updating minimum, we are keeping existing minimum as the second minimum. So if all the elements are distinct, or it not necessarily all the elements, at least that smallest element is not repeated, this logic will work. Let's say we have 5, 3, 2, 1, minus 1. And we have 2 also. Repeated elements are there. Minimum is minus 1. That is not repeated. And in another example, 5, 3, 2, 1, minus 1, minus 1. So minimum is smallest element is repeated. So our approach should work for both this. Though this is a simple problem to understand, why I'm considering is in this way you have to generally what happens in reality is when you're executing a program, while you're developing the logic, you will consider whatever first test case is given, that you will consider, and based on that you will develop your own logic. But sometimes we might have to update our conditions such that it satisfies the or it passes through the all the test cases. Sometimes if you are blindly taking the first test case to implement your logic, it might fail for second test case. So that's why how to analyze is based on different types of inputs, is there any possibility that it generates different types of outputs, like one time correct for another sort of input. If ours is giving some wrong output, then which means that our logic is wrong. That's why you need to consider while developing the program, you need to consider 2 or 3 test cases. If you blindly follow with one test case, you might fail. Okay. So now tell me, if the minimum element, smallest element, not the minimum, smallest element among all the elements is repeated, will this work out? Tell me. So what we are considering, we have simply 2 variables, minimum and S minimum. So initially minimum is 5. Now consider that if minimum is greater than, we start from I equal to 1. Now I is at this location. If 5 is greater than 3, Then keep this existing minimum in second minimum, and minimum is 3. I plus plus now 2, then 1, second minimum, then minus 1, okay, previous minimum is becoming second minimum, minus 1. Now next we have 2, no change, so we have minus 1 and 1. So if you just return this, return yes mean plus minimum, minus 1 plus 1, 0. Okay, minimum sum value is here 0. Now coming to here, it is minus 2. Now let's validate our program for this input. Initially minimum is 5. It is undefined. When I starts from 1, we compare a of 1 with minimum. 3 is new minimum. 5 will be kept in second minimum. We have only greater than symbol. Have only greater than symbol. Now next I plus plus, when I equal to 2, we are comparing 3 with 2. We found new minimum. 3 will be copied into second minimum, and this is 2. Next one, when I equal to 3, we are comparing 1 with 2, and we found a new minimum. So previous minimum is copied into S minimum. Now for 4, minus 1, again we found a new minimum. So previous minimum is kept into this second minimum. I plus plus, now I is 5, minus 1. Is minus 1 greater than minus 1? No. So this is minus 1 and 1. So what is happening is we are getting wrong output, not expected output. It's supposed to be minus 2, but we are getting minus 1 plus 1, 0, same as the previous example. So to make this, what do I do? Just why I have taken this example is how to implement programs, or how to, when a problem is given, how to consider different aspects before solving it. That is more important thing. Just anyway, so here what should be updated such that it gives the expected output? Only one minor change is required.
Sir, we can check the index position also.
Why you need to check the index position?
Then it will not repeat. Now problem is like if minus 1 is there, then second time checking whether the minimum element is equal to second minimum, it is not validating minus 1 and minus 1 no, sir. So if we check the corresponding position, then it will be not equal.
Okay. Then any other simple solution?
If second max equal to AR of I, then we won't update it. Sir.
If second max is?
If AR of I is equal to first max, I mean min, we won't update the second min. We will, I mean.
See, here the problem and the logic, it works for everything. Only it fails when that smallest element is repeated.
So min
do you understand?
equal to AR of I.
Simple logic is just keep greater than or equal. In case of equal, our intention is to keep that minimum in the second minimum also. In this case, minimum and second minimum becomes same. Right? So just only one condition, not one condition, we are updating greater than to greater than or equal. Then it works for every test case. That's how you need to, validate your program. You need to practice these sort of things. Otherwise, what happens if you are suddenly, see, no one will directly play in Olympics. It needs 2-3 years of practice. Then only they can do their best during the real game. So what is required is practice. So during practice sessions, you have to focus like this. If a test case is failing or not, and how to verify that, and will my code work for different sort of inputs or not, all that you need to. Otherwise, what happens, suddenly company gives these sort of questions only, where if you are simply developing your logic based on the first test case, whatever example test case given, if you develop your code on that, based on that, it might fail for remaining 2 test cases based on the conditions. Then what happens, you feel tensed, during that time. Okay, only I got partial output, 2 of the test cases failed and only 1 test case got passed. So to get rid of all these things, if you have, you need to have this, practice of like analyzing the problem, taking various types of inputs and then analyzing and then developing the logic. That's very important. Okay, now I am just adding one more condition, as some of you have done this program now. Even in fact, I have given the solution also. Now what
we have to write another condition also for second maximum here.
Why you want to? It's already there, no?
No. What if the elements is at the beginning of the index? I mean, for example, take 2 minus 1 like that. Take at the index 2 some minimum element. 2 minus 1.
You give me the input, yeah.
2 minus
Next.
1. And 3, 4, 5 something, sir. We'll get a wrong output here.
Do you got? Okay. What you are considering as minimum element initially? Tell me as 2. Per the code. 2. Second minimum is undefined. Right? And I is initially now 1.
Yes, sir.
Now what you are checking is if minimum 2 is greater than or equal to minus 1.
Yes, sir.
Is that condition true or not? Yes, condition met. Then second minimum is 2 and minimum is minus 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, now you mean to say that if when I equal to 2, actually second, yeah, it's very good. See, like this you need to analyze. Excellent. Because now we are not finding this 1, because this condition, when only we are checking that based on the minimum, we are not considering the second minimum at all. So what we can do here is we can split this into 2 divisions. So I am just writing this for loop. So we are considering initially minimum as a of 0 and second min. So for I equal to 1, even here itself I'm taking I value, I less than a dot length I plus plus, if a of I is less than new minimum, then minimum is equal to A of I. Minimum is equal to A of I. Yes, minimum equal to minimum. Okay. What is our second condition? If S minimum is greater than A of I and S minimum is and A of I greater than minimum. Sorry. Now, in this example, current element is less than second minimum and
That's it, sir. We don't need another condition.
other condition. We don't need other condition. But one more thing I am considering is I'm thinking of explaining that with a different example. That is, what if first element itself is the minimum? -1, right? 5, we have something like this, 4, 2, 1. Is this gets executed? Tell me. Is the very first element is -1? No, right? Is there any element on this right side which is less than -1?
No, sir.
No. Then what is S minimum now?
S minimum is undefined.
Yeah, then how do you compare? Got my point?
Yes, sir.
What I want to.
Yeah, we will include this if in this for loop itself, sir. Second if in for loop itself, we can write that else if S minimum is greater than A of I, then we'll update it. That's it.
See, in this case,
Yes, sir. It
in
was once
no, what is S minimum at present? Is it defined?
undefined. Okay, you are okay. I mean, we have to consider a value. So.
Okay, you have to consider a value. I don't want to give any initial value then. See, someone has done right integer dot max.
Yes, sir. Integer dot max value. We have to take.
Integer dot max will work, but without that. See, why I am discussing all this? Let's put more conditions. That's the basic idea. Then only we have to think in different ways.
Yes,
It's
sir.
not that it's very difficult to get the solution. Any means what I mean to
S min
emphasize.
equal to null, we can update. So that's it.
No, null value we check it for variables which are dynamically created, not for the static variables. No, these are primitive type.
For primitive variables, sir. Then I don't know, sir.
Okay. See, I'm just keep on adding conditions so that you guys will understand, Okay, S minimum equal to A of I. Here we need to add one more condition also. That is, otherwise this will be true and this will be true sometimes. Second condition is that
S minimum should not equal to minimum.
no. another condition is that minimum.
Just write else if now, sir, so that only one will.
Okay, but what about other thing? If we write else if na, again there should be else part also. You can keep dummy else part, not an issue. Okay, now let's focus on that thing. Else continue, this is fine. So when we are facing problem, in what case we are facing problem with this logic? S minimum is not
Defined.
getting initialized if the first element itself is the minimum, and we are not initializing S minimum with some largest value. Okay. See, simply here you can keep some maximum value or some predefined constant to initialize with the maximum integer maximum value. Okay, integer dot max is the predefined integer constant with the maximum limit value. That's not an issue, but is there anything? That's the simplest solution. Here I am writing return min plus s underscore min and end of the method. So only in one case it is failing, that first element is not minimum. So what I do, I will use, don't think that I am making it too complex. It is just to think in different ways, like a kind of puzzles. Don't think about, solution. We can directly write S min equal to maximum element. No, that's fine.
We can start loop from I equal to 0, sir.
See, before this, what you want to start from 0.
Yes, sir.
Then you can,
Anyways equals to now. It will anyways initialize the loop, and we can find out if there is another.
you will write less than or equal. That's fine. That's fine. Instead of using flag, that would be better. We start from 0 and we write less than or equal, not just less than. Okay. Now this works fine. Return minimum plus S minimum. Okay. Now let's quickly another problem. Okay, we spent lot of time on this. So what I'm thinking of, let us add a few more conditions to this problem so that we can slightly work on it to get expected result for that updated one. So minimum pair sum, no? In that minimum pair sum, minimum element should be on right side. Understand this? Minimum, in that minimum element should be on right side. So you should identify minimum pair sum such that here we are not focusing on minimum and second minimum. Minimum can be left side to S minimum or vice versa. But in this problem too, minimum element should be on right side of S minimum, second minimum. Now, for example, -1, -2, 5, 4, -1, +1, 5, 4, 2, 1. as per our previous problem, minimum sum is 0. Minimum pair sum is 0. But now it is not meeting the second criteria, that minimum element should be on right side of second minimum. But here it's completely in opposite side. So is there anything that gives us the minimum sum? 2 plus 1, 3. Where next minimum is 3, where minimum element is right side to the second minimum, means in that pair. Or is it 1 plus 1?
1 plus 1, sir.
It should be 1 plus 1, it not 2 plus 1. So now how to solve this problem? Now here we need to add one more condition also, such that it always considers minimum element from the right side. Is the problem statement clear? Hello, is the problem statement clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then proceed. Just whatever program you have done so far, try to update that same program by adding conditions. Yeah, one more thing, whatever programs on linked lists and stacks and queues, means linear data structures, I have source codes of all those programs. Like when I dealt with data structures course, I have implemented those programs. What do? I will put all those programs. I will upload here onto MS Teams group so that you can refer those programs and try to understand. Because everyone knows that single linked list means each node contains address of the next node, or it contains a link to the next node. And double linked list means it maintains links of previous and next nodes. So conceptually, everyone knows those concepts. They are not of rocket science, but what you are required to learn is programming part. Then only we can discuss problems on linear data structures. After this class, I will upload those programs. You can take next 8 days time. I'm giving very sufficient time so that you all can learn those programs. Then we can start with new problems on data structures. Okay, that's the plan. Has anyone done?
Sir, in else if condition, we can write by taking another variable index.
Okay.
Index equal to I in if condition, sir. When it passes this condition, if condition.
Okay.
And in else if statement, with respect to S minimum of I, and if we write a index less than I.
Have you done it? Have you updated your program?
I'm working on your program, sir. I have not updated. It will take some time for my program.
Okay. Okay, fine. Any other solution? So minimum element should be on right side. I am giving a hint as we have very less time, but you need to practice, no? What you can do is, as minimum element should be on right side, just find out minimum element from the right side. So instead of running loop from 0, run the loop from right side and try to work on it. You will get the desired output. Okay, it should be, you should start from right side. And just by blindly starting from right side and keeping the statements or conditions as it is, does not serve our purpose. You need to slightly work on conditions also. But only a small hint that I would like to give is, you should start from the right side, as we want to find the minimum element from the right side. Okay, and in next 10 days you need to focus on linked lists, especially linked lists, where we need to discuss more problems. And I think all of you are part of batch 1, right? For attending classes and labs online, means on campus.
Yes, sir.
Yes, am I correct? All MTSC and non-CSCs. Okay. So when those offline classes commence, any idea?
September 7th, sir.
Okay, means we have roughly 1 week. Okay, when you are visiting campus, by that time we start programs on linked lists, where we need to spend lot of time on linked lists. Very important. Arrays we have discussed wide variety. Since we have another 4 classes, means 4 hours of teaching, I will cover some more problems. Okay, then try to solve this problem. Hint is, you need to start scanning it from right side. Okay, thank you all. Can leave now.